Imagine, it's late at night in Siberia, minus 30 degrees outside. You've just left a party. No taxi, no friends nearby. And then a police car pulls up beside you. The window rolls down. A man in uniform smiles. It's dangerous out here alone. Let me give you a ride home. You get in. Because he's a police officer. Because you trust him. Because what could possibly go wrong? You never arrive home. His name was Mikhail Popkov. The locals called him Officer Misha. He was Russia's most prolific serial killer in history. And he's still alive, sitting in a prison cell in Siberia. Right now, as you listen to this, welcome to the crime cabin. Angarsk, Siberia, 1992. Mikhail Popkov, 28 years old, a respected police officer, a husband, a father. Born on March 7th, 1964, he grew up in the Soviet Union, served his country, wore his uniform with pride. His colleagues liked him. His neighbors trusted him. They called him Officer Misha. Friendly, helpful, reliable, but something had broken inside him. Something that would turn an ordinary policeman into the worst serial killer in Russian history. It started with a suspicion. He came home one day and found used condoms. His wife, Elena, denied everything. Said she let friends use the apartment. But Popkov didn't believe her. Later, a man named Alexei Mulyavin confessed to having a short affair with Elena. He did not catch us red-handed, but he learned about it. That knowledge, that suspicion, lit a fuse inside Mikhail Popkov that would burn for 20 years. Popkov himself said, "This was the impetus for my future. If I had seen the treason with my own eyes, I would perhaps have done everything differently." He didn't do everything differently. He did something far, far worse. His method was devastatingly simple. Late at night, he would put on his police uniform, get in his patrol car, and drive the streets of Angarsk. He looked for women alone, women coming home from parties, women waiting for taxis, women in the cold Siberian night. He would pull up, show his badge, offer a ride, and they always said yes. Because he was a police officer. Because he was supposed to protect them. Instead, he drove them into the forest. He killed them with axes, knives, screwdrivers, hammers. And then he went home, back to his wife, back to his daughter, back to his uniform, back to work the next morning. Sometimes investigating the very crimes he had committed. Think about that. He stood at crime scenes that he had created. He interviewed witnesses. He filed reports. And nobody suspected anything. Siberia's vast forests hid the bodies. The snow covered the clues. Other officers blamed drunks and vagrants. Popkov patrolled. Popkov investigated. Popkov killed again for 18 years. He was known as the Wednesday murderer because most of his victims' bodies were found on Wednesdays, Wednesday after Wednesday, year after year, body after body, and still nobody looked at Officer Misha. His downfall came through science. In 2012, 20 years after his first murder, Russian investigators ran a DNA sweep of former police officers connected to Angarsk. One sample matched evidence from multiple crime scenes. It belonged to Mikhail Popkov. When they came to arrest him, he didn't run. He didn't panic. He was calm, almost relieved. At first, he confessed to 22 murders, but then, year after year, he kept confessing. In 2018, he confessed to 59 more killings. The court gasped. Then more again. A police source suspects his true body count is closer to 200. 200 in one Siberian city for 20 years by a police officer when investigators asked him why he remembered his victims so clearly. Prosecutors noted that Popkov had a phenomenal ability to recall minute details of his crimes, including the clothes, tattoos, and jewelry worn by his victims. He remembered every single one. And when asked why he did it, he said he wanted to cleanse the streets. That he was guided by his inner convictions. A man who committed the worst crimes imaginable, calling himself a cleaner of society. Today, Mikhail Popkov is 61 years old. He is alive. He is serving 2 life sentences, plus additional years in a Siberian prison. He writes books in his cell. He claims to have reformed. The families of his victims are still waiting for the full truth, because every few years, Popkov confesses to new murders, new victims, new locations, new horrors that nobody knew about. In 2023, 11 years after his arrest, he was convicted of 3 more killings and given 10 additional years. How many more are there? Nobody knows, not even Popkov. Or perhaps he knows exactly, and he's choosing when to reveal them, one by one, as leverage, as power, even from behind bars. He wore a uniform meant to protect people. He used it to destroy them. He came home to his wife and daughter after every killing, sat at the dinner table, kissed his child goodnight, slept peacefully, and nobody knew. The people of Angarsk trusted Officer Misha completely. That trust was their death sentence. Here's what stays with me about this story. We give police officers our trust automatically, without question. Mikhail Popkov knew that, and for 20 years, he used it. He may confess to more victims next year, or the year after. The full truth about what happened in the forest of Siberia may never be known. Welcome to the Crime Cabin. Every story here is real, and every one of them is a reminder that monsters don't announce themselves. We'll see you next time, if you dare to come back.